Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ultimate clash of human limits. Today, we crown the single hardest feat in all of sports. A gauntlet of impossible trials that makes the labors of Hercules look like a layup. This isn't just a bracket, it's a battlefield. And by the end, we'll know once and for all what separates mere mortals from Olympians. We are episode 17. You didn't think you were going to get a little Greek mythology lesson in the intro, did you?
Oh, was there one of those in there? Wouldn't even notice because I have no idea anything about Greek mythology.
I just mentioned the labors of Hercules.
Oh, is he Greek?
He is.
Man, you're on top of things. And it Greek, that goes into our topic a little bit, right? Our topic later on, because Greece, that's where the Olympics started, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm pretty sure you are not mistaken. And yes, this is a very sports-centric episode. We are basically ranking the hardest things to do in sports, but this time it's not a tier list and it's not on a desert island. It's a bracket.
It is a bracket.
So that's fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've been working on this since the last episode, and let me tell you, I'm pretty proud of myself. I'm not going to lie.
I'm basically reacting to it live. I have not seen the full bracket. I'm kind of going into these different challenges off the cuff here.
Yeah, so I sent the seeds and the choices to books, and per usual, got no response.
Right.
It should be. It's completely.
It's not about movies, so I probably wasn't going to respond in the first place.
Oh, Ty texted me. Let me put that on Do Not Disturb. He's about to text me 15 more times in a row. No, I'm excited. It should be fun. It wasn't easy. I'll show you the bracket here in a second to you people that are watching. But we're gonna do 16 of the hardest things in sports, and so it was very difficult to come up with and seed, basically rank the 16 hardest things in sports. So if you don't agree with my seeds or don't agree with my picks, that's okay. You can comment and you can tell me what should have been on the list and what should not have been on the list. But we'll get into that in a minute. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, but before we get into that, since this is a sports-centric episode, we have some breaking sports news at the moment. Today, actually, I think within the last few hours, this story broke. This is an article from ESPN, and it looks like it's been a fun time to be a Dallas sports fan. You know, what a time. What a time it's been to be fans of Dallas sports teams. First the Luka trade, and now here we are, and the Dallas Cowboys have traded 4-time Pro Bowl edge rusher Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers. That happened today, and in exchange, it looks like the Cowboys received 3-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle Kenny Clark. There we go. We're getting something. And 2 first-round draft picks, one for 2026 and one for 2027. So, you know, we're getting a little bit in return, but maybe the most crazy news out of all this is that Parsons agreed to a 4-year, $188 million contract with the Packers. And that includes $120 million fully guaranteed at signing and $136 million in total guarantees. And that makes him the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. So he got his bag.
Yeah.
Congratulations, buddy.
Yeah, that's a ridiculous amount of money for a football player. It doesn't surprise me. He got what he wanted. And that was 4 years on his I've been listening. You know, I've got a commute now to work, and so I've got about 30 minutes, well, really hour round trip every day. And I really just listen to like Dallas sports talk radio. And they've been talking about obviously this a lot, and it sounds like Micah Parsons got exactly what he wanted. He wanted 4 years on his contract at least, and he wanted at least $40 million a year. And I think that math that you just read out is like $47 million a year. And so he's getting what he wanted. I don't think he's worth that amount of money. I don't think he's the best non QB to ever play in NFL history, and so I don't think he should be paid that way. I don't think he's the best non QB in the league, and so I don't think he should be paid that way. But it is what it is. That's the world we live in nowadays. I feel like it's becoming more and more common for players to sit out and to not participate when they don't get what they want. And I think it's more and more common to players want to get paid more because they think that means more than their play on the field or their stats on the field. That I think Micah Parsons, I think he wanted to be able to say he was the highest paid non QB in NFL history. I think that was a goal of his, and it rightfully so. I mean, he's a good football player.
Yeah.
But as a Cowboys follower, I'm not really a fan, but I am a follower of the Cowboys. I think it's a good move for the Cowboys. I'm surprised that it happened just because Jerry Jones doesn't usually like to be wrong. And Micah Parsons demanded a trade, and Jerry doesn't like to listen to people's demands, especially when it goes against his wishes. And so I'm surprised that they traded him, but
here's the thing with Jerry. I mean, and I was talking to my father-in-law today, and he kind of said this, he reiterated this, but Jerry knows that he can put out, I mean, he's a businessman, you know what I mean? First and foremost, he's a businessman, and he knows that he can put out a mediocre football team, and he's still going to be the owner of the most popular, franchise on earth. And so, and that's just the way it is with the Dallas Cowboys. And so, I mean, they've been the definition of mediocre for our entire lifetimes. You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
We've never seen a winning Cowboys season.
Nope.
And so,
and the thing about him too is he's okay with that. He's okay
right.
with putting out a mediocre football team, an average football team, and making $1 billion in the
Right.
year or whatever the figure is. He's okay with that. He came out a few years ago and said he would pay any amount of money to win a Super Bowl. Like if he could just write a check for a Super Bowl championship, he would do it. Well, buddy, you had a chance to sign Micah Parsons, one of the best defensive players in the league, because he wanted a certain amount of money, and you wouldn't do it. So
Right.
that's just a complete lie, what he said, which I'm sure half the stuff he says is a lie. But yeah, so I mean I think it's okay for the Cowboys. They got worse. The Cowboys got worse just because of how good of a player Micah Parsons is. But I think in the long run, Micah Parsons was going to be a distraction. And I heard this on sports radio today too. Like you think of all the NFL specifically, you think of all the championship teams or the dynasties that have been around the past 20, 25 years. Like you think of the Chiefs, you think of the Patriots, like the Eagles have won a couple in the past few years. Like try to think of drama that was around that team when they won it. Like there was none because you can't win with stuff going on in the locker room because Micah Parsons tells one guy that he's unhappy with his contract, and then another guy says, "Yeah, I am too," and then they get together, and it just creates toxicity and division in the locker room, and you can't have that as a Super Bowl contender. Not that the Cowboys were a Super Bowl contender, but if they want to be, they can't have distractions like that. And I think Micah Parsons was a distraction. I think it'll be good for them in the long run, but I don't think it'll be a very pretty year for the Dallas Cowboys.
No, I think it's going to be rough. And I was also listening to some sports talk radio, and they're talking about just the difference that Micah makes on the field. Like he brings our defense to, I don't know what they said, something crazy like within top 3, top 5 in the league. When he's not on the field, we're in the bottom half of the league.
Yep.
Our defense is, and so he is that guy. I mean, he's a difference maker. And so I think you're right. I think it'll probably be rough for a little bit to adjust to not having him on the team,
Yeah. And I think, I mean, once again, this goes back to being a distraction. Like he's been a distraction, obviously. But the past week, I don't know if you saw, but during the Falcons scrimmage, he was literally laying down on a like a medical table where you like tape ankles and things. Like he was literally laying down almost asleep during the game. Like the game's going on and he's doing that. And I I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to stick it to Jerry Jones and stick it to the Cowboys, which whatever, you do
Right.
you. But
Yeah.
you've also got teammates and you've got coaches that are out there working their butts off and trying to win this game and trying to represent the Dallas Cowboys. So you're kind of disrespecting them when you do that. And so, when you're the best player on the team, or arguably the best player on the team, you've got to be the leader as well. And I don't think Micah Parsons is the leader that the Cowboys need. So, move on from him. Let's figure out what to do next because he's gone, and that's just the way it is. But I will say I did not know. I was shocked to hear that you can make a trade, like one of your best players. You can trade away one of your best players, if not your best player, and you can get like draft picks, and you can get players that help your team.
I know that's a new. I mean, because Dallas, in
Yeah,
that
that's
we there's
that's breaking
we don't have a
news in
great
Dallas.
tracker. Yeah, exactly.
In Dallas sports. Like, who would have thought that you can trade away one of the best players in the league and get players back plus draft picks maybe for the future? It's crazy.
Right. Like you can trade away a future Hall of Famer in their prime and actually get some decent stuff back in return,
Yeah. Well, clearly Jerry Jones doesn't think the defense wins championships, so maybe that's part of the problem because he just traded away his best defensive player. So we got a little division in Dallas about, does defense win championships or does it not? Because the Cowboys obviously don't think it does, but old Nico does.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it wouldn't be an episode of Yada Yada without us bringing up the Luka trade and how stupid it was.
Right. That's true. Well, do we have any other breaking sports news before we get into our bracket challenge?
Yeah, not to add salt to the wound, but the Rangers have been pretty hot the past week or so. They've won 5 out of their last 6. They've been on a run. They're about 4.5 games, I think, out of the playoff spot right now. And so they've been playing well. Still got about 20, 25 games left, I think. And as luck would have it, Corey Seager is out with an appendectomy. Not even a real sports injury.
Just
his appendix hurts, and so he's out. And so there goes the hopes of probably the Rangers making a run, and getting into the playoffs and seeing what could happen there. It's not over. They still have good players. They still have a chance. They've got a good pitching staff other than Nathan Eovaldi because he's also out. And so it's a tough time to be a DFW/Arlington sports fan right now because things are just not going our way.
That is not good news. Okay, here's a question related to Corey Seager, but if he finishes out, if he plays out his contract, which I think is pretty long with Rangers, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think he's got a few more years on it.
Yeah, if he plays out the rest of his contract, do you think? I mean, he's already our only World Series MVP ever. Do you think that he'll go down as the greatest Texas Ranger ever?
No.
You don't think so?
No, unless he just like goes back to back in the next 2 years or something crazy like that. No, there's been some pretty good Texas Rangers that didn't win championships, obviously, because they've only won one, and it was when Corey Seager was on the team. But you got to think about, like, Pudge played for the Texas Rangers. Nolan Ryan played for the Texas Rangers. Like, Adrian Beltre has a statue now outside of Rangers ballpark, or Globe Life Field, whatever it's called. And so he's on the Mount Rushmore, I would think. But even that might be debatable because he's only been here, a few years. And it's hard to say, like, if Anthony Davis goes back to back, is he one of the greatest Dallas Mavericks of all time? One of, yes. But is he better than Dirk? Like, is he better than Jason Terry, or is he more valued than Jason Terry? So, that's always a hard debate, just because loyalty and how long they've been there and things like that come into play. But he's definitely one of the best Rangers of all time. I wouldn't say he's the greatest, and he probably won't retire the greatest either.
So you're trying to say his loyalty never fades away, unless you're Nico.
Yeah, unless you get traded, then what is loyalty? Well, play some defense and you won't get traded. It's not that difficult, apparently. Apparently, it's not that hard. Unless you're Micah Parsons, then you can't play enough defense, and you do get traded.
Right. All right.
Whatever.
Into our main topic, I believe.
Yeah.
That's
now that we're done
with the preamble there.
That leads us eloquently into our segue. Oh man. All right. Well, I've got this bracket here. I'm going to pull it up right now and show you guys. We've got a 16 team, well, not team, but we've got a 16 seed bracket here. By the way, I did make this myself. Yes. And I'm
got colors and everything. It's beautiful.
Yeah, look at that color scheme. I got a trophy down there at the bottom and everything. Hardest things in sports. All right, so I'm gonna go off one by one, starting at the 16 seed, go all the way to the 1 seed, and then we can debate and battle each ranking and stuff. All right,
sounds good.
All right, so coming in at the 16 seed, this is like March Madness 101 right here. Coming in at the 16 seed, we've got throwing a perfect spiral. Okay. Throwing a perfect spiral, football. Throwing a perfect spiral to football. Okay. Coming in at the 15 seed, catching a pop fly. All right. So we got football, we got baseball.
I do have to ask one question before we get through all these. Is this like an everyman, like going out trying to do these things, or is this like in like perspective of like, because if shooting a 3-pointer is one of these, like Steph Curry's gonna have a pretty easy time. Like NBA players generally these days can shoot 3-pointers pretty well.
Right.
This is just the average Joe trying to do it.
Correct. This is like me or you, or even, we have our experience in sports. So some of these things are going to be easy to us. So this is somebody who has maybe never done it or has barely any experience in the field. This is them going out and being compared to a Steph Curry or an NFL quarterback or an MLB outfielder or you name it. Okay, so it's an average Joe being compared to a professional, pretty much.
Got it. Okay, sounds good.
That answers the question?
That does, yes.
All right, so coming in at 14, okay, we've got throwing a Frisbee in a straight line.
Ooh, straight.
Okay. So you've never thrown a Frisbee before. You go up against a professional Frisbee golf player or a professional ultimate Frisbee player. There you go. Okay, how are you going to compare to them? Number 13, we've got a dig in volleyball. Okay, so for those of you that don't know, because I had to look it up, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I think a volleyball dig is when somebody spikes it and you're the one that reacts to the spike and tries to keep it from going off the ground. Is that correct?
That from all of the lessons my mom taught me, yes, that is correct.
Okay.
I hope I didn't
Books is a big volleyball player. Yeah. So we got a volleyball dig, crazy reaction time, especially once again, going up against a professional. How are you going to react to them spiking the ball at you? And how quick can you do it? And keeping it in bounds as well. So coming in at 13, we got a volleyball dig. At number 12, we've got running the 300 hurdles.
Oh,
yeah. One of, if not the worst race to run or, well, worst. Yeah. But toughest race to run in a track meet, at least in a high school track meet, because obviously Olympics have more hurdles and longer laps and things like that.
Right. Now I have a personal vendetta against the 800 because it's just awful, but the 300 hurdles, that's pretty awful too.
I'd say 800 is right after it, if not neck and neck with the 300 hurdles. Yeah, no doubt about that. I have no experience in running either of those. If any of y'all can can believe that. I have ran an 800 before. It's just not at an 800 pace. It was more like a 3-mile pace. So coming in at 12, we got running the 300 hurdles. Coming in at number 11, making an NBA distance 3-pointer.
You
Okay.
got the feet for that. Is that like 22?
I don't have that off the top. I should have had it.
I think high school is like 19 and a half or something. So I bet
I
bet
think
it's
you're
around
right.
22 or something like that.
So about 22 feet away from an NBA or from a goal. You're trying to make an NBA 3-pointer. Once again, this is an average Joe off the street. Can you make an NBA 3-pointer? I've seen some crazy videos of people at halftime doing the competitions to win a car or win Whataburger for a year or whatever. And these people can't even make like layups. And so making an NBA 3 is more difficult than most people think. Coming in at number 10, kicking an extra point. Okay. So an extra point in the NFL, this is a lot farther. And I thought I put this in the bracket, but I'm thinking a high school extra pointer. Okay, you're kicking it from like the 3-yard line. It's 10 yards deep. It's about a 17 to 20-yard field goal as a high schooler, So can you kick a field goal through the uprights from about 20 yards? That's the 10 seed right there. Okay. Number 9, being a fan. Just being a fan in general. Especially being a fan of the Dallas area sports teams. How hard is that right now to do? So being a fan, I've got that as my secret. That's going to be my Cinderella pick, I think. It might make a run to the Final Four here. Because being a fan, we got some recency bias there, but being a fan is not easy to do. So I've got being a fan coming in at number 9. Number 8, blocking a penalty kick. Okay, so we're going soccer now.
There we go.
Right, you're a goalie for a soccer team, and you're in the heat of the battle, late at the end of a game, extra minutes or extra time or whatever the heck they call it. Mm-hmm. Can you react and can you block a penalty kick and win the game, basically? So I've got that coming in at number 8. All right, we got a little soccer coming in there. We've got all kinds of sports here. A little bit of diversity here on Yada Yada. We're not just
inclusive.
We're not just NBA. Yeah, we're not just NBA basketball dudes. Okay,
right.
Here we go again. Coming in at number 7, a hockey goalie. Okay, so kind of the same concept as number 8. Can you react in time to stop a puck from going through the net? Okay, or going into the net, I guess. And you can.
I can't even follow that thing on TV, so I don't know how they
exactly
see it. All the eyes. Yeah. It's crazy.
You can specify that more if you want to blocking a penalty shot. Kind of like soccer. You've got a giant Russian dude coming at you full speed on ice skates, and he's about to shoot a plastic puck into your face at about 100 miles an hour. Can you react and keep that from going into the net? Yeah, the answer is no. All right, so that's why it's a number 7 seed right there. All right, so we got a hockey goalie coming in at number 7. Number 6, boxing knockout. Okay, now you could see on the screen, I put this in parentheses. Can you deliver the knockout or avoid the knockout? Okay, so you're up against, I can't name somebody other than like Conor McGregor or Floyd Mayweather, but you're up against Floyd Mayweather. You're up against, I meant living and capable of delivering a knockout. So yeah, you're up against the greats of boxing. Can you avoid?
Who's that big Irish guy?
Conor McGregor?
No, the big one.
Big, like tall
King. Is he go by the Gypsy King or something like that? God, I can't remember his name. I'll remember it. You keep talking.
Okay. So
Tyson Fury.
That's Tyson Fury. That's the king. I've never heard that. I do know who Tyson Fury is, though. No, I do. I've never heard his nickname be the Gypsy King, but
I could be wrong about that, but
I'll just have to take your word for it, I guess. So yeah, number 6, can you last a round? Can you last 2 rounds? Can you last an entire match without getting knocked out by a professional boxer? All right. Once again, the answer is no. Coming in at number 5, returning a tennis serve from a professional tennis player. Okay. Serena Williams, Roger Federer, Novak Djokovic, the greats of the tennis world.
right, the ones you won't even see.
Yeah. Like you didn't even know they hit it. You just heard it go by. You didn't even see it. So can you return that? Once again, this goes kind of into the hockey goalie and soccer goalie conversation. And volleyball dig, I guess. A lot of these are your reaction time. What's your reaction time like?
Yeah.
Coming in at number 4, we've got pole vaulting. Just no height. I didn't even put a height on there. 7 foot's pretty low for a pole vault. That's like junior high girls pole vaulting right there. Can you get yourself over that pole, over that bar with a pole vault? For me, the answer is no, once again. It's not an easy task, let me tell you. I've been to a few track meets in my days, unfortunately, and there is some technique that goes into this sport, and that's why I have it at number 4 seed. And that's a pretty, like, we're talking about top 4 hardest things to do in sports, and I got pole vaulting at number 4.
It's pole vaulting is one of those sports where you just have to like wonder about who invented it. You know?
Yeah.
Like who was that guy that said, let's see if this stick doesn't snap. I'm gonna try to get over this.
Yeah. Somebody that sucked at real sports. They invented a sport that nobody else could do, and they called it pole vaulting.
Gonna get canceled by the pole vaulting community.
Yeah, right. It's like the javelin. Hey, I got this giant spear. Let me see how far I can throw this thing.
Right. I feel like pole vaulters know, like, no, my sport's weird. Like, it's weird. Yeah, I get it. I'm good at it.
Yeah. Well, I coached pole vault, and I put air quotes around that for those of you that aren't listening. I mean, that aren't watching. And let me tell you, you got to have some crazy kids to do that sport. They got to have a little screw. They got to have a couple of screws loose, and they got to be able to fly around a little bit and be okay with that. A little bit of fearlessness. So it definitely takes a different mindset than
some
your
upper body
sports.
Strength on that one too.
Oh yeah, core strength. The core strength required for pole vaulting is insane. So yeah, I've got pole vaulting in at number 3. I'm sorry, number 4.
Got it.
Coming in at number 3, we've got hitting a golf ball straight. Okay. That's not easy. Let me tell you, I've been golfing in my days, and nothing will make you more furious than buying a $30 bucket of balls or a $30 box of balls, and tee number 1, you just slice it into the woods and kill a squirrel. I'm telling you, it will make you want to cuss so many words. It's just
that's why
ridiculous.
Topgolf's so popular these days, because you can just shank all you want and nobody cares. It's just fun.
Absolutely. Yeah. Here's the thing with Topgolf, though. This is a side note. If you're going to Topgolf, you want to get not on the first level, because even if you don't hit it in the air, it looks like it's in the air because you're already up in the air. So next time you go to Topgolf, try to get on the 2nd, 3rd, 4th level.
Or else you're just gonna be hitting ground balls if you're not good.
Yeah, you're gonna be setting the turf on fire from how hard you're hitting those things. So coming in at number 3, hitting a golf ball straight. Okay, now before I reveal number 2, okay, I will say I did use ChatGPT a little bit, and I did a little bit of research before I listed number 2. But I truly believe number 2 might be the hardest thing to do in sports. Okay. And people are going to be like, what? This guy, like, it's not even you don't even think about it. Okay. So just chess. No, not chess. You nerd. We're going to get canceled by the pole vaulting and the chess community. If you're a pole vaulter or a chess player and you're listening to this podcast, I'm sorry, but it's not sports.
It's not your episode.
Yeah, you're just, it's not. We don't want to talk about you. So coming in at number 2, even though it's not chess, it is hitting a cricket ball.
I can't say that I've ever hit a cricket ball.
Me either. But let me tell you, it looks pretty difficult. Okay. So,
Okay.
and I don't even know if that's the correct term or not, hitting a cricket ball. Like there might be a name for a cricket ball. Blake, if you're listening and you probably know this, just go ahead and comment what the name of a cricket ball is or the correct terminology for hitting a cricket ball, because I don't know what it is. But for those that don't know, cricket, it's baseball, okay? But when they pitch it, they're a lot closer, and it bounces.
Ooh,
And
I didn't
so
know it
when-
bounced. Okay, that makes it.
So when
a
something
lot more
bounces, it gains some spin, and it gains some movement, and therefore very difficult to hit. Okay.
Right.
Now, the reason it's number 2 and not number 1, everybody probably knows number 1 at this point, but the reason it's number 2 and not number 1 is because their quote unquote bats are wider. They're like a paddle. Okay, so it's easier in that sense because they have a bigger surface area to hit this said cricket ball.
Right.
More than just a round bat. So I've got it at number 2, and once again, it looks pretty difficult, but maybe it's in for an upset. We'll find out.
Okay.
And then coming in at number 1, as you probably guessed, is hitting a fastball. Okay, hitting a baseball, fastball. Once again, this is an average Joe going and facing off against Nolan Ryan up on the mound, and he's just whizzing them by you. Can you make contact and put the ball in play? Some could make contact and just foul it off and get a little bench warmers. I tipped it.
I caught it. You're out.
But I ticked it. It hit the bat.
You're still out.
You're still bat.
But can you actually put it in play? Can you actually get a hit off of an MLB pitcher? All right. So there's your 16 seeds right there that I came up with and had some help with ChatGPT.
I like the seating. I think it all makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are in
There's
good
a
places.
few maybe that are arguable, just like
Right.
just like anything. But we're gonna go round by round, and we're gonna try to find out what is the hardest thing to do in sports. All right. So which games do you want to start with? Which matchups do you want to start with?
Let's see here. I mean, you want to get the 1s and 16s out of the way. You want to, because those are.
Well, let me tell you. It's not impossible anymore. It's not impossible anymore. A 16 seed has beaten a 1 seed, ladies and gentlemen, more than once in the tournament. So, yeah, I'm fine with that. We can do that.
Or the top ones, I guess. But yeah, I mean, for 1 and 16, that first matchup, hitting a fastball versus throwing a perfect spiral, it is difficult to throw a perfect spiral. So I understand why it's on here, but it's not hard. I mean, that doesn't make sense. It's not.
It is difficult, but it's not hard.
It's not, but it ain't hard. It's difficult, but you can learn it. I think you can learn it pretty well. Like once you get your technique down, you might be able to say.
You're not doing the technique.
You might be able to say that for a lot of these, but I don't think, like, as much technique as I have currently, I don't think anyone's gonna be able to teach me enough baseball to hit a fastball off of, a major league pitcher.
Yeah,
it's gonna take. It's just never gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like that's something you have to be practicing your entire life to be able to do very well. And throwing a perfect spiral it's an art form, but it's not impossible to learn. And you can teach an 8th grader, you can teach a 7th grader how to throw a perfect spiral. And so,
it ain't easy. Let me tell you from experience, it ain't easy telling those kids how to do that.
Right.
But yeah, it is definitely doable. And like you said, a lot of these things are doable once you learn how to
Mhm.
do it and you practice it. But throwing a perfect spiral is way easier to do than hitting a moving object that's coming at you 95 to 100 miles per hour,
Right.
right?
Right.
So I think we can both agree that hitting a fastball is going to be harder to do than throwing a perfect spiral.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
Okay, so I'm going to put hitting a fastball in at the second round. Man, it's got to be like 90 degrees in this room that I'm in. Not even lying.
That's rough.
Yeah,
I
it's
have
dripping.
this cool neon light that's
There we go.
underneath my desk, but you can't see it. So that makes me really angry that I can't like make
Why don't you
people see
move
my
it?
neon light. Well, it's like stuck. It's like part of the desk, but it like
Oh,
lights
it's
up
like
all the way underneath the desk. It's really cool,
it's like under
but
light. Yeah,
it's just cool for me.
yeah. Well, it's that studio presence.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. Let's see. Moving in the fastball. Okay, so we'll do all right, which one do you want to do next? Okay. Hang on, let me get a little pause. Don't make any noise so I can see that where I need to edit it. All right, so hitting a fastball is in the Elite Eight. Unanimous decision there. You want to go to number 2 versus number 15 next?
Yeah, why not? Let's do it. Hitting a cricket ball, which that. So I might need to see some statistics on the old cricket because with the wider paddle, you know what I mean, or with the wider bat, whatever they call it, it just
Yeah.
I feel like it's meant to, because it's so wide. I feel like it's meant for you to be able to hit it more often. Does that make sense? Like
Yeah.
it feels like they're trying to set up like a like part of the game is how well do you respond to like part of like I feel like it's a very defensive game almost, maybe because the paddle's so wide, so they expect you to hit it. I don't know. Then again, what's the point of doing crazy pitches that bounce off the ground if that was the case? So
Yeah.
and also, is there a strike zone? Like is that a thing as well in this sport, or do you just
I
going
believe
crazy?
so. No, I believe. I mean, otherwise, I just would never swing. Like you can throw it as many times as you want, till your arm gets tired.
Right.
And so let me see. I looked up some sports science things. It looks like cricket gives batters a bit more time and sensory information, but then it kicks in the complexity of seam, spin, strategy. And so it is kind of what I said earlier, like baseball is more reaction time
Mm-hmm.
and cricket is more reading the spin on the ball. So like baseball is more about speed in a baseball and cricket is more about movement in the ball. Okay, so
Okay.
I don't know if that helps at all, but I think once again I'm not a cricket expert,
Mm-hmm.
but I think there's more movement with cricket than there is with a baseball, and that makes it harder to hit. It says
I see. Like timing is also probably a lot more important than
yeah.
yeah.
So cricket, baseball hitting against a 95 mile per hour fastball. This is straight from ChatGPT. Against a 95 mile per hour fastball from 60.5 feet, the batter has about 0.4 seconds to pick up the pitch, decide, and swing. So by the time the ball leaves the pitcher's hands, they've got less than half a second to decide whether they need to swing and then swing. That's
Right.
not a lot of time.
No.
Okay, for cricket, a 90 mile per hour delivery from about 66 feet, so it's a little bit farther back, arrives in about 0.45 seconds. So it's about the same reaction time. But once again, it adds a bounce, it adds spin. So when it bounces, like how high up is it going to bounce? Is it going to bounce or is it going to kind of skip like a rock? Is it going to bounce and then
Right.
veer off to the right or veer off to the left? So for cricket, I feel like you don't get to decide until it bounces. You know what I mean? Like, because when it comes out of their hand, it doesn't matter what it's doing out of their hand until it hits the ground, because that's when you got to decide, whether you're going to swing or not.
That's fair. I mean, I definitely think it's a lot more difficult than catching a pop fly, just because there's so many things that you have to be able to control to hit a cricket ball. Catching a pop fly, you just got to be right place, right time.
Yeah. A little bit of depth perception, a little bit of physics in there. Got to be able to read it a little bit. I've dropped a few pop flies in my day, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can't say I've ever hit a cricket ball, and so if I've caught a pop fly and I've not hit a cricket ball, it must be harder to hit a cricket ball. So,
Right.
we're gonna go ahead and go with the 2 seed is gonna move on to the next round and make it into the Elite Eight, and they're gonna beat out catching a pop fly.
There we go.
So we've got hitting a cricket ball coming in at the Elite Eight and beating the number 15 seed. Okay. Next, 3 versus 14. The 3 seed hitting a golf ball straight, or the 14 seed throwing a frisbee straight. I mean, I still think this is a no-brainer, in my opinion.
I think you got to go with the golf ball.
Yeah,
because with the frisbee, it's like it's your hand and the frisbee. With the golf ball, you have to swing a club and hit the ball and then make it go straight. Both of which, like the club face and the ball, are very tiny, and so it requires so much more technique. I think hitting a golf ball, so much more practice. I think after a while, and one thing about throwing a frisbee straight, like actually making it go in a straight line, that probably takes. I mean, that does take some practice. But I feel like you can make a frisbee go where you want it to. Like people, I feel like people can, I feel like you learn how to curve the frisbee and make it go where you want it to before you learn how to throw it straight. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So either way, I think throwing a frisbee is easier. Throwing it straight is I mean, that's why it's on here, because it is more difficult. But I think you can learn how to do it after like a few lessons. Like in a day, you're throwing a frisbee straight. You're not hitting a golf ball straight after a day of practice.
Absolutely not. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you got to decide too, like each club is a different length with hitting a golf ball. Like that ball's sitting still. It's just sitting there. Just hit it. Right? It's that simple. No, it's not that simple. You're going to end up killing somebody if you don't practice. Everybody just better steer clear. Do not ever get in front of a golf ball. Speaking from experience, even if they're professionals, they still almost kill people. So even the professionals sometimes are bad at the sport and they can't hit it straight. That tells you how hard it is.
Yep.
So coming in at the Elite Eight, number 3 is going to beat the 14 seed, and hitting a golf ball straight is going to move on to the next round. All right, number 4 versus number 13. Number 4 is pole vaulting. Okay. Number 13, a volleyball dig. All right.
Volleyball dig. So here's my
think.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, let me go first because you've got a little bit more experience in volleyball. I think volleyball digs are pretty difficult. You've got to have some crazy reaction time and be able to read that spike. It's a lot like baseball and cricket. There's some reaction time there, and you've got to be able to put your arms in the right place in order to receive that spike, and also not, don't let it hit you and then it bounces into the stands or something like that, and it's out on you and they get a point, So, but also pole vaulting is not easy either. So, what do you think?
I mean, yeah, a volleyball dig is tough, but here's my thing with a volleyball dig. I think, yes, a volleyball dig is difficult to do. But I think you can learn how to dig a volleyball. The question is, how well are you going to dig the volleyball, I think. You know what I mean? Like I think it's really, really difficult to dig a volleyball in a way that puts your team in a position to, get the ball back over the net in the best way possible. I think that takes a lot of skill and a lot of practice, some great reaction time. But I think just being able to dig it in any way, in a way where you just at least keep the ball alive for your team, I think that is significantly easier than pole vaulting. Now, if we're playing against pros, I think after a week's worth of practice, I might be able to pole vault 7 feet, other than dig a professional volleyball spike. So
Yeah.
that's where it is, because pole vaulting is just me. Like, I just got to be able to get myself over that. And I think after, maybe not a week, but if I have
I
a
don't
month's
know.
worth of
I mean-
volleyball practice and a month's work of pole vaulting, I think I might be able to be a better pole vaulter than I am a volleyball digger against professionals.
Volleyball digger. Yeah, I mean, this is a tough matchup. Like, we're gonna
It
get
is.
into the easiest ones are out of the way, in my opinion. Like, this could easily be an upset for a lot of players. I think pole vaulting is very difficult. But like you said, after just a little bit of, I think a week, if you're being trained by somebody that knows how to coach it and knows how to train it, I think after a week or two, you're going to be able to clear, 7 foot or so. But professionals, Olympic athletes, they're clearing 18, 19, probably even more than that, actually. It's probably the 20s, upper 20s. And so I don't know. I mean, this is a tough matchup. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it really is tough, because it's the challenge of both of them. Like, are you trying to pole vault like a good score, and also are you digging a spike from somebody that can really spike it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I guess if you matched it, like, if you let's take high school for both of these.
Okay.
All right. So if it's a really good high school volleyball player and you're having to dig that spike versus just like you're trying to jump, or I guess what do you vault? You're trying to vault a decent height. Oh, this is a tough one, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
I think I would feel more. So it's hard to go off of like average Joes for this one. Okay,
right.
All right.
Here's some stats. Okay, for volleyball, for amateur/high school.
Mhm.
Okay, and this is ChatGPT, so who knows? But amateur/high school, that spike is coming in at 40 to 60 miles per hour. Okay, college or semi-pro, 60 to 75 miles per hour. Okay, elite men are spiking it at 75 to 90 miles per hour. Elite women are spiking it from 55 to 70 miles per hour. Okay. And world record. Okay. The world record, I'm guessing this is a woman, spikes around 80 to 85 miles per hour plus. Okay, so their reaction time, an 80 mile per hour spike travels that distance in about 0.25 seconds. So you've got to have faster reaction time than a baseball when it's coming that fast.
Yeah, the best in the world. I got you.
Yeah, right. So, I don't know, man. We might have an upset on our hands.
We might. We really might.
What's the world record
God,
in pole vaulting?
This
World
is-
record in pole vaulting. All right, the highest of the height. I don't know what meters are. Dadgummit. In feet, please. This is America. Okay, here we go. Men's world record, 6.29 meters, which is 20 feet, 7.7 inches. So that's 2 basketball goals. The height of 2 basketball
20
goals.
feet. Wow.
And then the women's world record is 16 feet, 7.3 inches. So the man cleared a 2-story building, if you want to think of it that way.
Right.
That's pretty high up there.
That's pretty high up there. I'll tell you right now, I think I would feel a lot more comfortable trying to dig a volleyball than trying to pole vault a decent, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think
don't
most
think I
people
disagree with you.
I think most like just generally like, oh yeah, like I'm sort of athletic. Like if you feel that way about yourself, I think you're going to be a lot more comfortable trying to dig a volleyball than trying to pole vault because
Yeah.
that takes some specific skill. I'll be honest with you.
I like it. I don't disagree with you. I think getting a volleyball dig, although it does require more reaction time, I think pole vaulting is a much harder task to do,
Right.
even at the lowest level. You know,
Mm.
I think even a volleyball dig, a volleyball coming in at, a high school girl hitting it to me, I think I could probably react. But I don't think I could clear 8 foot or 7 foot in a pole vault pit. So
Right. I agree.
Number 4, pole vaulting is
Oof,
going to beat the number 13 seed. That took a
some
while,
time.
and
Yeah.
it was not easy. And that was a 4 versus 13. So coming in next, and I hope I don't. Maybe no, I did these right. Okay, coming in next. This isn't my first bracket I've made, but it looks kind of like it is. The number 12 versus the number 5 seed. So the number 12 seed, here's another. We gotta speed up our explanations because we're gonna be talking for a while.
Right.
We got running the 300 hurdles coming in at a 12 seed versus returning a professional tennis serve.
I think returning a professional tennis serve for sure is technically more difficult. I think you're going to feel terrible if you run the 300-meter hurdles, but people can do it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean, you're not going to like if you're not trained to run hurdles. Like one time, I don't know, an 8th grader, and they said, "Hey, you're going to run 300 hurdles this track meet." I said, "Okay." And then there, and so I've never run hurdles in my life, and there I go, and I'm just gliding over them slowly.
Oh, yeah.
Just hopping as high as I can over each hurdle.
Right.
No, you got to stay low. You got to
that's
stay
the
low to the
opposite
hurdle.
of what you're supposed to do.
And so I was out there running around like a basketball player instead of running like a hurdler.
Yeah, you're shooting a layup over that hurdle.
Right, exactly. But yeah, I mean, hurdles are tough. It's gross, but returning a professional tennis serve, you have to be a professional to return a professional tennis serve. And so average Joes aren't just going to be able to do that without a lot of luck on their side. So
Yeah, I agree, and that was my exact thinking. Actually, was it would be really difficult to run the 300 hurdles, but I could do it. Like it would take me a while, but I could do it.
Right.
I don't think I could return a professional. I don't think if Serena Williams or Djokovic or Federer is hitting a freaking tennis ball at me that I'm going to know what to do. Probably going to pee my pants a little bit if I see that thing coming at me.
Right.
So I completely agree. I think returning a tennis serve is much harder for the average individual to do than running a 300 hurdles race. Now, if it said, running a 300 hurdles race in, under a minute or under 2 minutes or something like that, yeah, that's pretty difficult. I don't know if that's harder or not, but it just says running 300 hurdles. And whoever
like
made this,
if it was like trying to be competitive,
specific enough.
If it was trying to be competitive, like generally like in high school or something, and both of these things, they might be kind of even, or maybe even an edge to hurdles. But
yeah,
professional
in high school, in high school, I'd probably go with the hurdles. Just because I don't think it would be. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's hard to return a high school's tennis serve if they know what they're doing. I guess I didn't know what I was doing when I played tennis, so it was pretty easy to return my serves if it went in the box. So the 5 is going to beat the 12 here. Returning a professional tennis serve is going to be harder than running the 300 hurdles. All right, next up, the 6 versus the 11. and I definitely have. I've definitely thought about this one, but number 6 is a boxing knockout. Give or avoid a boxing knockout. And then number 11 is making an NBA three-pointer. In my opinion, this one's not much of a debate, but what do you think?
No, I don't think it's a debate. I think
Do you think it's because we play basketball and we know how to shoot?
that might have something to do with it, or just the fact that we're around basketball, or you're around basketball so much, and I feel
Yeah.
like I kind of am. But I think these days you have, you got 7th graders pulling up from 25 feet volleyball line. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I think because of Steph Curry, 3-pointers are very common these days. And I think, there's a lot of people they're just so common in games. Like, just kids are shooting a lot of threes. And that bleeds into street ball and just playing at your local rec, all that, at your church or whatever it is. People are jacking up deep threes, and it's pretty common. And so, making an NBA three, if you get 30 shots, you've got a pretty good chance of making an NBA three, I think. Well, at least one of them, if you're just the average Joe.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I think
avoiding a boxing KO from Tyson Fury, that's something else.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do that. Or give. Like, if I was fighting a normal person, if I was just really mad and I was just fighting somebody, I don't think I could knock them out. Like, I think it's very impressive when another boxer knocks a professional boxer out. Like, that takes some skill and perfect hand placement, and there's a lot of stuff that goes into that. So,
yep,
I think the knockout beats the NBA three.
Yep, same.
All right, so number 6 is going to beat number 11 there, and giving or avoiding a knockout is gonna beat out making an NBA three. All right, coming in next, we've got a 7 versus a 10. Okay, and number 7 is a hockey goalie. All right, so I guess if you want to get more specific, it's kind of like defending a hockey goal when a shot is coming at you. Not just because sometimes you're just standing there.
Not just playing the position. Like, it's a specific, like, you have to block a shot. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, your reaction time to keep a puck from going into the net.
Right.
So that's the 7 seed, and then the 10 seed is kicking an extra point. And I think I said, what did I say at the start? A 20-yard field goal around that area.
Works.
Like, what do you think? I think.
I know, you better believe, because nobody knows, if you're not a trained kicker, no one knows the correct way to kick a football. And so you best believe I'm going to get up there and toe punt that thing.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. Is like,
I'm going to break all my toes and kick it as hard as I can, just the worst way possible. And it's just going to be, it's going to be bad. It's going to be really ugly, but I might have a chance.
Well, and it's
I
probably
toe punt
not going to go
straight.
Right. You know what I mean?
True.
Like, if you toe punt it, you're going to have to kick it in a directly straight line. Otherwise, it's going into the stands, or it's hitting a lineman in the butt. So, that's not easy to do. But also,
no,
like I said earlier, you got a professional hockey player coming at you full speed, and even if they're just standing still, like, I think they could just pick you apart and just shoot it wherever the heck they want to shoot it.
Oh yeah, and I think it takes a lot of training to figure out, like, to be able to move with all that gear on that a hockey goalie has to wear. Like, you got that big freaking mask, you got all those pads you're wearing. Like, you have to learn techniques of how to, like, where to put your arms to block you know what I mean? And so, and where to put your legs, because they use their legs.
Yeah.
To
they
block goals.
They like break their legs, it looks like.
Yeah. And not only that, but you're
like
on
bend
ice.
them down.
You're wearing
you're
ice
on
skates.
Yeah. It doesn't make it any easier.
No. That's good. Kicking an extra point, that's freaking hard for regular people to go and do, but I think it'd probably be a lot harder to be a hockey goalie. So,
Yeah.
So far these seeds have been in the right place.
Yeah. Well, the person who made the bracket was pretty good at what they did, I guess. Pretty good at the seeding. But yeah,
Right.
I agree. I've got hockey goalie, specifically keeping a puck if it's shot at you, keeping it out of the net.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if that was a little bit longer field goal, maybe like a 40-yarder, like shoot, I'm
Right.
not making a 40-yarder.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but it's not. So number 7 is going to beat number 10. Hockey goalie is going to beat out basically a kicker, a football kicker.
Mm-hmm.
All right, our last Sweet 16 matchup, the number 8 versus the number 9. Number 8, blocking a penalty kick. So we're talking soccer now. Blocking a penalty kick, or number 9, just being a fan. Now, I should specify being a fan of a team that is not currently winning.
Right.
Right? So that could be a team that could be a team like the Dallas Mavericks or the Dallas Cowboys right now, like obviously just an embarrassment and it sucks to be a fan of them. Or it could be a team like the Yankees, like they're expected to win every year. You know, they're always contending, but they didn't win it. Or it might be like the Chiefs like last year. Like they're always in contention and they're expected to win, but when they don't win, it's just the worst thing in the world.
Right.
All right. So when you're a fan of the team that's not winning, whether it's you suck and you expect to lose, or you think you should win and you lose, being that kind of fan, that sucks. That's hard to do.
That does suck. Here's my thing with this one, because yes, it is very tough to be a fan of a sport team, especially if they do stupid stuff and they make stupid trades and they never win. That's tough. But my thinking on this one, I think the lows of being a fan are a lot harder to deal with than blocking a penalty kick, probably. But I think as a whole, being a fan, for me anyways, brings, and it must for a lot of people or else they wouldn't, watch sports together. But I think being a fan brings a lot more joy and happiness and camaraderie than disappointment. I think the moments of disappointment are a lot louder, for sure. I think disappointment is probably lasts longer than the winning does.
For
So
sure,
it is tough.
absolutely does. Yes.
Right. So
Losing
it is
sucks a lot more than winning doesn't suck.
Yeah, for sure. So so
But
in
let me ask
that
you this.
sense, it's tough.
Are we
Yeah, go ahead.
talking about how good it feels to do one of these things, or are we talking about how hard it is to do one of these things?
Right.
So yeah, it probably feels pretty freaking good to hit a golf ball straight. I wouldn't know because I rarely do it.
Right.
But let me tell you, it's pretty daggum hard. It feels pretty good when your team wins a championship. But the 20 years in between that are pretty difficult. If you're lucky, 20 years. So
Right.
Now, blocking a penalty kick, that's a giant net right behind you.
Mm-hmm.
And this person knows exactly how to put spin on the ball and how to kick it and how to trick you. You've really just got to guess right. Like, I literally think you just have to guess. I don't think there's any reaction. I think it's literally just guessing.
And really, like, a lot of, I mean, I don't watch soccer that often, I'll be honest with you, but I feel like blocking a penalty kick doesn't happen a whole lot. Like, I feel like most of the time they make those.
Yeah. Because the goal is so huge.
Right,
Like,
right.
It would take, I bet if a goalie laid down on the ground, it would take like 4 of them to span the width of the goal.
Yeah.
Like head to toe. Like it's not a hockey goalie. I think hockey goalie might be harder than a soccer goalie. Even though the net's smaller and you take up more of the net, like I think it might be more difficult because I don't know. I don't know.
So
You got blocking
comes
a penalty kick or being a fan. What do you think?
My gut tells me blocking a penalty kick is more.
I don't disagree. That was more of a shot at the Dallas Mavericks, Cowboys, Texas Rangers, any other team that I'm a fan of right now. Apparently, they all just are falling apart or self-inflicting wounds. So,
Yep.
yeah, I mean, blocking a penalty kick, that's not an easy thing to do. Like you said, most of them go in when it's a penalty kick. So, we've got number 8, blocking a penalty kick, beating number 9, being a fan of a sports team that is not winning. Well, we went the entire Sweet 16 round, and there were 0 upsets. So let's see if we can't get some upsets here in the Elite 8. Okay, in the Elite 8, our first matchup. Let's talk about it again. We got blocking a penalty kick, number 8, versus hitting a fastball.
That 1 seed is just that's going to be.
It's hard to beat the 1 seed. It's hard to beat.
Yeah, that's going to.
It's like when
rough.
you fill out your bracket and you just like for me every year because I'm a North Carolina fan. Like I just put North Carolina in the Final Four. I don't care who you're playing. I think they're going to beat them all. And I think that's what we've got here with hitting a fastball. I don't see blocking a penalty kick beating that out in the Elite 8.
No.
Okay.
Nope. On to the next.
All right. Hitting a fastball, moving on to the Final Four by beating out blocking a penalty kick. Next up, number 2 versus number 7. Number 2, hitting a cricket ball, hitting a cricket thing. And number 7, being a hockey goalie.
Okay.
Are we on upset alert right here?
I think so. I'll be honest with you. I think it might just be because I've seen more hockey than cricket, and hockey looks. I mean, being a hockey goalie looks significantly. It looks like one of the hardest things. Like when I watch hockey, I can't follow the puck. I'll be real honest with you. It just it disappears before my eyes, and I'm like, what are those guys doing? And where's the puck? But a hockey goalie's got to be one of the most stressful positions in sports, I think. Like it's like that, and honestly, kicking a field goal would be a stressful position too.
Oh my gosh!
Like
yes.
for a win,
yeah. Everybody's
and then
eyes are on
forever.
you.
You're just known as that guy that shanked the field goal to win the Super Bowl or whatever.
Yeah, right.
But
it's also probably one of the easiest jobs. Like you don't get ever tackled by 400-pound grown men coming at you, run a 4.5 40 or something like that.
That's true. But back to this round, the hockey goalie. I'm gonna go hockey goalie.
I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm gonna go with hockey goalie as well. In all honesty, I really just looked at when I made this bracket. I really just looked at the first rounds. I didn't really look and see what like the Elite 8 Final Four would look like matched up.
Right.
So I don't disagree with this upset at all. We've got hockey goalie. Being a hockey goalie is harder to do than hitting a cricket ball. I think hitting a cricket ball might have been a little high in the seating.
Might have been. It
hard.
looks like a wide paddle. It looks like a wide bat.
It's a wide paddle. Yeah, it wouldn't feel good if you got hit with it. If you got paddled a little bit, but it looks pretty wide. So, all right, we've got our first upset. The 7 seed hockey goalie taking down the number 2 seed, hitting a cricket ball. All right, our next Elite 8 game, 3 versus the 6. Number 3 seed, we've got hitting a golf ball straight. And the 6 seed, we've got a boxing knockout. Giving the boxing knockout or avoiding the boxing knockout. Golf is not an easy sport, let me tell you. All right, here's my argument for this. Okay, and then I'll let you if you have one. Okay, hitting a golf ball straight. I think that requires more skill and is more difficult to do in an accurate way. All right. I think a boxing knockout is kind of like the 300 hurdles argument. Like, I don't think I could deliver a knockout. I think I could avoid a knockout. I think it
agree
would
with
be
you.
very hard.
Yeah.
Like I would get really tired, but I think I could do it.
Yeah, I think avoiding a knockout would be yeah, it wouldn't be easy, but it depending on who your opponent is. But if you're facing a decent opponent, I think avoiding a knockout wouldn't be that bad just because you could be a bad boxer and not get knocked out and you just won't win the fight. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you
Yep.
can retreat and run away and never get a shot in and you're just not going to win the fight, but you can avoid being KO'd. Giving a knockout, that might be as hard as hitting a golf ball straight.
I
But
don't
if we're
disagree with
doing
that.
right, but if we're doing honestly, it might be harder. Like knocking somebody out in a boxing ring, like actually knocking them out versus
Yeah. Well, it says give or avoid, not give and avoid. So if you want to just go with giving a boxing knockout, that'd be your argument. You can do that.
that's true.
You think it's
That
harder
that
than hitting a golf ball straight?
that or is very I just honestly, yeah, I do. I really
There you
think
go.
I really think so. I think knocking somebody out in a boxing ring has got to be a lot. First of all, it's way more physically taxing of a sport. So your arms are going to be killing you after the first round.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you don't knock them out in the first round, it's just like your chances get less and less and less just because you're going to be so taxed physically.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, like, yeah, if I have one shot to hit a golf ball straight, okay, that's probably not going to go well. But if I have like if I'm at a range and I'm hitting golf balls, I can guarantee you I'm going to hit a few of them straight a couple times.
Yeah.
This is something that I've done before. I've never knocked anybody out in a boxing ring.
Never delivered a KO before to
Not
Tyson
yet.
Fury. Don't make me mad. Don't tempt me.
Yeah. So I mean, honestly, yeah. I mean, because boxing like KOs, I feel like they don't like when they happen, they're all over ESPN. Like it's a big deal.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
It's Sports Center top 10, no doubt.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go boxing KO. What do you think about that? We need a tiebreaker. Chat.
You like that? Yeah. Your argument of if I get multiple hits, I'm gonna hit one straight. Or if I get into multiple boxing matches, I'm not gonna KO somebody, no matter how many boxing matches I participate in. So I think I'm gonna go with boxing. A boxing
that.
knockout. I don't disagree with you there.
All right.
I think we
Another
might have
upset.
another upset. Yeah, another upset on our hands. Chat, let us know. This one's difficult. The 6 versus the 3 is difficult. That's a tough matchup. Boxing knockout or hitting a golf ball in a straight line. So let us know in the comments what you think. Which one's difficult? Which one's more difficult? But moving on. Okay, so we've got a 6 versus 7 seed coming up in the Final Four. But on the other side of the bracket, a 4 versus 5 in the Elite 8. 4 seed, pole vaulting. 5 seed, returning a professional tennis serve. And let me tell you, we might be on upset alert again.
Honestly, I think so. Because it kind of goes back to the boxing versus hitting a golf ball straight. I think if I have, that's the thing. Like professional. I think
Okay,
yeah. I think,
so listen.
like
you-
a week's
you
worth of
don't-
training pole vaulting. I think I can.
You don't. but
you're
you
just
don't.
going out. You're just going out.
You're going out
Do I-
today, and you're
Okay.
gonna try to pole vault.
Okay.
You get
and
you get an hour. You get 50 vaults.
An hour. Okay.
You get 50 vault. You get a certain number of vaults or a certain time limit. And if you
Okay.
pole vault it, you only get it that many times. Same thing with a professional tennis serve. Novak Djokovic is going to meet you at the country club, and he's going to serve you 50 tennis balls. Can
Right.
you return any of those?
No.
Okay. Okay. Is it harder to do than going out to your local school's pole vault pit
Right.
and attempting to pole vault over a bar. Which one's harder?
I think the pole vaulting is probably going to be more scary at first, especially if you've never done it before, because it's so unnatural of a movement. But professional tennis serve I think, is a lot more difficult. Once you have a couple vaults underneath you, and you're like, I might be getting the hang of this. I might be able to try a 7-footer. But
Yeah.
that pro serve, no way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
I mean, it's coming at you. I looked it up earlier. Let me try to find where I found it. But I looked it up, and like I want to say it's 130 miles an hour or something like that. Like coming at you full speed, probably some top spin on it, not going to lie. So it's probably a little bit quicker. Yeah, here it is. The average first serve speed. So first serve is obviously faster because they have two chances if they don't get it. But the average first serve speed in professional tennis is about 115 to 130 miles per hour. And women, it's about 100 to 110 miles per hour. Okay, the fastest serves ever recorded are over 155 miles per hour. That's rare, but
Right. But
like,
it can happen.
Yeah. That's pretty quick.
That is pretty quick. And here's the thing, though, too, about this one is maybe I return one out of the 30 that he sends over. It's just not. I mean, if I return one, it's not going to look. It's just going to go back over the net inbounds. Like it's not going to be. It's not going to be a good return. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. The pole vaulting one is throwing me off because that's a difficult thing to just go out and do.
You get 50 vaults and you get 50 serves. What are you going to complete more often? A higher percentage of completion. I think I'm going to complete more tennis serves. If I get 50 pole vaults, I'm not clearing a single vault.
You don't think so?
I don't think. If I go out right now. It's going to take me I'm going to say at least 30, probably closer to 40, to just figure out my steps and the
how to angle your body in the air.
Yeah, where to put my and how to flip and
right.
and when to put the pole down and let it like
Better
there's
believe
so
I'll be
much
watching
stuff.
some YouTube videos.
Yeah, in between reps, you get 2 minutes in between reps to watch a YouTube how to pole vault for dummies. But like a professional tennis serve, I think after about half, 25, 30 serves, I'm
Maybe
timing
one.
that thing up a little better.
Right.
I'm starting to time it up, and I'm starting to figure out, okay, this is how I need to, this is where I need to hit it. This is where my racket needs to be. I need to back up a little bit to give me more reaction time. Like I think I could figure out the professional tennis serve.
How to get one
50,
back over there.
How to get one back over. I don't think I'm figuring out pole vaulting.
You know what? I think you're right. I think that makes sense.
Attaboy.
Pole vaulting's hard, and it looks.
Pole vaulting is not easy at all. Now, some people out there are probably thinking, like, man, there's other, like, Olympic sports. I tried to steer clear of Olympic sports because they're so, like, they're so specific, in my opinion.
Niche, yeah.
Like gymnastics. Like, I couldn't just put gymnastics because there's a lot of different gymnastics, like, routines and point systems and things like that. Like, I could have put, like, a cartwheel, right, or a front flip, but I tried to stay away from Olympic sports as much as I could because they are pretty specific. You can't just say, like, throw a shot put or throw a discus or something like that. You would have to say, throw it this far or run it this fast or something like that. So I tried to keep Olympic sports out of it as much as I could. But pole vaulting made the list because it's that freaking hard.
Yeah.
All right. So
I agree. I think it'd
The
be a
four
lot more
seed.
difficult to qualify for the Olympics in pole vaulting than return a professional tennis serve. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So coming in, the final four. On the left side of the bracket, we have 0 upsets so far. The 1 seed hitting a fastball versus the number 4 seed pole vaulting. And then on the other side of the bracket, number 7 seed being a hockey goalie, and the number 6 seed delivering or avoiding a knockout punch. Okay, let's start with the 6 versus the 7. Let's stay in the same pattern. Number 6 seed, boxing knockout, delivering or avoiding the punch. Or number 7, being a hockey goalie and keeping the puck out of the net.
I liked my argument for the boxing.
I'm telling you,
for knocking somebody out.
I think boxing is going to be hard to beat, man.
I really do. Yeah. I mean, like I said, knocking somebody out in the ring. That doesn't
Even
like
listen, even if somebody was just standing there, like
right, like no
their
defense
gloves,
whatsoever.
Yeah, their gloves aren't up. They're not backpedaling. They're not moving around. They're not hopping around like boxers do. Like even if they were just standing there and I punched them as hard as I could in the face, I don't think they would get knocked out. Like knocking somebody out requires like a perfect hit to the jaw. And if you don't hit them in the jaw, like I don't. But here's the other argument. Let's go back to the tennis and the vaulting. You get 50 punches and you get just 50 different people. Just punch them in the face. Nope, give me the next guy. You get 50 of those, and then you're in a net. Okay, you're a goalie, you're padded up, and 50 pucks come at you. How many are you saving, right? And how many people are you knocking out? So there's that same argument.
Right.
I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah.
I think I'm catching more pucks, man. I think I'm reacting quicker and catching more pucks. I don't think I have the stamina or the punch power or whatever the boxing terms are, like to deliver knockout punches. Technique. I don't have the proper technique to do that. I think I could. I think it's like the professional tennis serve. Like after a few pucks come at me, I think I'm able to time it up and figure it out.
Right.
You know, I don't think I can figure out how to knock somebody out. Like I think you just gotta get lucky.
Right. I think I might after a while. Like I think I could save at least 7 of the 50 of the 50 pucks coming at me. So yeah, boxing, man.
Okay.
Knocking somebody out specifically. But
knocking somebody out, not boxing, yeah. Now also too, I meant to mention this at the start. We're not doing hardest sports. Okay.
Right.
Boxing would be up there, but we're not doing hardest sports. We're hardest things to do in sports. Okay. So I meant to mention that at the very start, but I didn't. All right.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Okay. Here we go. The number 1 versus the number 4 seed. The overall number 1 hitting a fastball, and then the number 4 seed pole vaulting. Now, it's the same argument, I guess. You get
when we phrase it this way, I feel like, again, 50 fastballs, surely I'm hitting one of them.
I think surely I'm at least foul tipping one of them.
Right.
Like,
that's
I don't
the thing.
think
Like, do you have to just making contact, or are you
no?
let's are you hitting forward? Let's say you're hitting a ground ball.
Yeah, you're putting it in play. Yeah.
Okay.
Putting it in play.
All right. Still,
I don't know if I could do that very many times. I could barely do that in high school, and they were barely throwing 60 miles an hour.
Right.
Now they're throwing 95, and I got to put it in play. But okay, here we go again, though. I think if I were to get 50 pitches, like here would be my strategy. Since you asked, First 10, I'm standing there and I'm watching.
Okay.
I'm just watching them go by. Okay, how fast is this? Next 10, I'm getting my hips into it a little bit, I'm getting some mechanics going, right? Some Ian Kinsler hip flips, back in the day. Ian Kinsler used to wiggle his hips a little while he's in the batter's box. Okay, I'm getting some of those in there. The next 20 to 30, I'm taking some hacks. All right, I'm taking some hacks, and by the way, these are all strikes. Like, it's not, you don't have to read the pitch or anything. It's like a pitching machine, basically.
Just a fastball. It's coming the same place every time.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
I'm taking some hacks in pitches 20 to 30, right? And 30 to 40, I think I'm making contact. I don't think I would need 50. I really don't. I think between pitches 30 and pitches 40, I could have it figured out. But if I don't, I've got 10 extra pitches. And I think out of 50 pitches, I would hit at least one of them and put it in play. I don't think if I vaulted 50 times, I would ever get over that bar. And I just don't.
Right. Like, if you went out today and tried to pole vault 50 times, God.
I'm probably breaking my neck on vault 1, to be honest.
You better believe that pole's snapping.
Yeah. Yeah. I forgot to say, we have the proper equipment as well. We're not just picking out a random pole. We have the proper equipment.
Yeah.
This is going to catch some flack, but I'm going pole vaulting.
No, I'm not here. So yeah, pole vaulting. I agree with you. Pole vaulting is more difficult.
Okay. All right.
That argument with the 50 pitches, I think I agree with you on that. I think after seeing 30 go by, you might be able to make some contact on a fastball. If it's coming to the same place every time, surely.
Right.
I would be upset with myself. It'd be like one of those things.
Yeah.
Like, if I tried to pole vault 50 times and I couldn't make it, I'd be like, that's just difficult. If I saw a fastball go in the same place 50 times and I still can't get it, I'd be hacked. I'd be so mad.
Yeah. I'm so bad. I'm ashamed of myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you have it. Now listen, if you have a different argument, tell us. Like, I feel like my argument's pretty solid. If I get 50 of each, I could time these up. I wouldn't be able to do this. Like, if you have a different argument out there, let me know. Okay, let us know in the comments. Shoot us an email. But in the meantime, our championship matchup, we've got a couple of upsets along the way, and our championship matchup is the 4 seed pole vaulting versus the number 6 seed delivering or avoiding a knockout punch. What do you think is harder to do in sports?
Now, if we're sticking with this 50-50 type of thing, now it's one thing if guys just line up and say, hit me, and you just get a free hit. But
hit me.
But if it's another thing if you're in a boxing match, and that's your goal, like, oh, I don't win unless I knock this person out.
Uh-huh.
That's a lot more difficult.
It definitely is.
I mean, again, that's so taxing. If you don't get them in the first couple rounds, your arms, if you're just a normal person, your arms are just dragging. I don't think people realize the stamina that boxers have.
Mm-hmm.
But
there's a reason, like, boxing is a literal workout. Like, people have punching bags in their garage because just punching a bag that's not even delivering other punches that you're having to avoid is that taxing on the body.
Or moving. Like, you're moving around the whole time.
Right. But if you were in a track meet and you were trying to clear opening height of a bar, you just enlisted in a track meet tomorrow and you're going out to try to clear opening height, you only get 3 vaults in a track meet. Definitely wouldn't do it in 3 vaults. There's no doubt about that. Because we've been saying we couldn't do it in 50.
Absolutely not. No.
I mean, okay. They both require a lot of technique. Like, boxing is a lot of technique as well. It's not just who can deliver the hardest punch, you know?
Right.
Pole vaulting probably requires the most technique of anything in sports. I'm not going to lie. I don't know what else you could argue requires more technique than pole vaulting.
Right, because it's strictly like you're maxing out your strength and you're using perfect form. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's not like you don't need stamina. You're not, like your brain.
Not as much as boxing, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you need it because you got to run. I mean, you're running a 40.
Yeah.
You know, you're running about 40 meters probably down that runway with a giant pole in your arm. Like, you got to have some strength and some stamina.
Yeah.
But once, like, you haven't even started the vault, and it's already hard. Like, once you get in the air, you got to twist. And then you got to, like, bend your back. And then you got to
not only that, but
kick
to
your
get
feet.
in the air, you have to put that pole in the exact right place where it needs to be, or else you're gonna get yeah.
You don't put it in that little metal pit right there, and you put it into the track. It's stopping on you, and it might be impaling you if you're not careful. It's not. Let me tell you something. This is off the topic, but this is not a junior high sport. Speaking from experience, I don't think junior hires, unless you have professional help, should be pole vaulting because it is very dangerous. For a 12-year-old kid to be attempting.
Right.
So,
man, I mean, these are neck and neck. Either way, it could go either way for me. Ugh.
I don't know if I have an answer.
I don't know either. I don't know. We should
just
leave it to the chat.
That's exactly what I was about to express. Like,
right.
Here's the issue. It's obvious. It's kind of like arguing greatest basketball player of all time. Like, they play in different eras. They play different positions, blah, blah, blah. Like, this is 2 completely different sports, 2 completely different skill sets. So it's hard to give like all right, you get 50 pitches or you get this amount of time or whatever, because they're completely different. So I'm fine with that. You want to just leave it up to the commenters? Take a poll?
I think so. Let's do it, because pole vaulting, that's insane. Boxing, and I feel like boxing, when you're giving a knockout too, like to be able to knock somebody out in boxing, I think you have to, like, you're actually. No, it goes for both. Never mind. I was gonna say you're doing the full sport. Like with some of these, like being a hockey goalie, hitting a fastball, like that's just part of the sport. With boxing, and to give somebody a knockout, like you have to go and be a boxer and like do the whole dance and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And pole vaulting as well, because it's just one specific thing. So
right.
God, yeah, that's tough. Let's leave it to the chat, I think.
All right,
and then we'll update them next episode.
Okay. In the championship, you've got to let us know. Hopefully you've lasted this long listening to us. But you've got to let us know. We've got the 4 seed pole vaulting versus the number 6 seed delivering or avoiding a boxing knockout punch. Which one do you think is harder to do? And if you want to, you can give us a scenario or an explanation as to why. And then if we got any of our picks wrong, let us know, and like I said earlier, if you have a certain scenario that you have
for all you cricket players out there, if y'all just really think it's that difficult to hit the ball, let us know. Yeah.
Hey, maybe ChatGPT is really biased or something, or whoever coded ChatGPT is a professional cricket player. But ChatGPT was pretty high on cricket. And so that's kind of why I put it in there. I just don't think I have enough information on it to know and argue for it, you know. So Blake,
Right,
if you're listening, go ahead and comment and tell us all you know about cricket, because I'm sure it's a lot more than we do. But yeah,
right. So
cricket,
all you
cricket getting
listeners,
upset in the second round.
yep. So all you listeners, y'all get to decide who wins the old yada yada cup of
Yeah.
most difficult,
Yada
hardest
cup.
things to do in sports.
Yeah. Yep. Let us
Oh,
know.
man.
Number 4, once again, it's number 4 seed pole vaulting versus the number 6 seed delivering or avoiding a knockout punch. Okay. So if you're on Spotify, just comment. No big deal. You can just comment right below. If you're on Apple and you're listening, yada yada pods at gmail.com. Okay. YADAYADAPODS at gmail.com. Yada yada pods at gmail.com. Okay. We'll see those emails and we'll take a vote and see what the hardest thing to do in sports is. Hopefully we get an odd number of voters, because otherwise there's a tie and
we might even try to put out a like a social media poll or something.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we have a Facebook. We have a Facebook, right? And an Instagram,
Yeah,
I
we
believe.
do. Yes.
Yeah. So
so follow us.
Yeah.
Or else you're not going to see it.
Yeah. I guess get Facebook if you don't have it, or get Instagram if you don't have it. Neither of us have those right now. And so neither
Our
of us
manager
know.
has it. It's all good.
Yeah. Our producer, our free labor. Yeah. Books' wife is the one that controls all that. So, go follow Yada Yada Podcast or Yada Yada. Type in Yada Yada in the search bar.
I think it's also Yada Yada Pods. I think that's
Okay.
the.
All right.
I think that's the thing as well.
Well, search Yada Yada Pods or just Yada Yada in the search bar and look for our logo. And if you can't find that, just email us. All right. So that's all we got. We're all yadded out. I'm sorry for all you Cowboys fans out there, all you Rangers fans out there, speaking to myself. Really just Dallas sports fans in general. At least the Mavs have something to look forward to in Cooper Flag. I don't think the Cowboys have a whole lot to look forward to this year. And
we have the
Rangers
legend Kenny Clark.
Kenny Clark better be an all-pro.
Kenny Clark.
Yeah, he better be legit this year. What a name, Kenny Clark.
That is pretty sweet.
If I was making a name up, it would be that Kenny Clark. All right, there you go. Leave us a comment. Send us an email. Once again, yadayadapods at gmail.com. Okay, let us know. Is pole vaulting or delivering / avoiding a knockout punch harder to do? You got to let us know so we can have a winner. Until then, peace out.